Am I my brother's keeper? Am I my brother's keeper? Man, oh man, I tell you, India knows how to put certain things out there. I'm just going to say, welcome back to the Deeva Show. This is Deeva. We are on Sador Radio. I was just talking about India. I was talking about my brother's keeper. I'm just going to say, I'm not sure. Some people know me personally, and some don't. But those that do know me personally, you know the relationship that I have with my brother, and I just want to give a special shout out to my brother Kadir. These past 2 months, I mean, he's always there for me, always. And I'm just going to say these past 2 months have been very trying, very difficult, and of course, he's come through for me 100%. So I want to say shout out to my brother Kadir. I'm just going to say this. I am going to rattle off a couple of things, but you know, I'm still blessed, and I know that God is in my heart, and He places a peace that nothing of this earth could replace. So I'm just going to say, you know, over these holidays, and we're going to get into focus. You know, over these holidays, I faced some really difficult challenges. You know, my home was broken into. I don't post everything on Facebook. I just don't. But my home was broken into. Some things were taken. Outside of that, you know, I had an aunt that was rushed to the hospital immediately after holiday celebration. So she's doing fine and well. Well, she's doing a lot better. So and then coming up on the anniversary of my father's passing, and the New Year's and birthdays and so forth and so on. So I'm just going to say, and on top of all of that, when we started having them really cold days, my heater decided to say, nope, I ain't doing it. I'm like, whoa. So I had a whole situation where I had to get a house heater fixed. Like, it's been a lot going on. And I don't, you know, express myself and put things on Facebook because I think a lot of it's attention getting when people talk about what's going on with them, because in actuality, they know the people that are on social media, they're not going to drop what they're doing and run over and help them out. So I'm going to say, you know, shout out to my baby girl for sticking it out with me, you know, through the storm of coldness. And I'm going to say shout out to my brother for working with me to get some things taken care of, and getting my security cameras up and so forth and so on, so that that situation doesn't reoccur. And if it reoccurs, then at least I'll have some kind of video footage to put out there of a suspect or whatever. But I'm just saying all of that a lot of things took place over this past month or so that I didn't share. And again, I guess that's another reason why I kind of like pulled back from social media. Because I think a lot of times when people post things on social media, they're looking for empathy and sympathy, and that's not where I'm at. Where it is with me is I always try to promote positivity and change. You don't think about the problem, you think about the solution. So immediately when I recognized what was going on, you know, you got to jump into fix mode opposed to what was me mode. So I'm saying all of that to say that shout out to my brother Kadir, who has been absolutely phenomenal in helping to get some things back on track, and I appreciate him. So I am my brother's keeper. So that's where I came with that. I know it's off topic, but I wanted to put that out there. He's such a blessing in my life. So, and to my big bro Kadir, I mean, so I'm just going to say 2020. I said it at the top of the show, and I'm saying it again, 2020. Everybody knows when they go get their eyes checked that the doctor is looking for them to have 20/20 vision, which means that you see things clearer. So I'm hoping that in 2020 that people see things a lot more clearer in their avenue of either their personal life or their business. Last time I talked about the vision board, I think in the beginning of the year and somewhat in the middle of the year as well. But that vision board is important. And I want to break it down because a lot of people say, oh, you need to get a vision board on what you want to accomplish, what goals you want to achieve. Absolutely. However, there's more parts to this. When you set up your vision board, you not only want to make sure that you know the things that you want to accomplish. Why don't you try giving yourself a timeline of what you want to accomplish? But outside of just giving yourself a timeline, make sure that these goals that you want to accomplish are tangible, meaning when I'm all right, so a vision board is supposed to be something that you believe that you can achieve, but at the same time, you have to know that you're capable and able to do the homework to get there. This is what I mean. You opposed to just placing something on your vision board, say, "Oh, I want to achieve this, and I'm going to do this by this time." I think that while I spoke on a vision board, I think I also needed to speak on building your plan that is going to help you to achieve that goal. So opposed to just writing down what the goal is and looking at it every day, I would say you can write it, but underneath of it, you can I don't know how big your vision boards are going to be, but you could put step one, I need to do this. So each day you could check off what you did to get closer to that goal. That's what helps it become how could I say, you feel more accomplished, so to speak, because as you are going along, you're checking off the different steps that is taking you to get to your vision. It helps with accomplishing your goal. It helps with your focus on your goal. Um, and of course, it makes you feel good that you are able to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. Don't set methodical goals. And what I mean by that is some people would say, "Oh, I in January I'm going on a diet. I'm going to lose 20 pounds by like February or March." In all honesty, the natural body, depending on what you do, if you're doing it the healthy way, and I'm going to say if you're doing it the healthy way, then your body will seesaw with weight loss. It's not just going to drop all off unless you're taking additives along with it. And there are some additives that you can take along with it that will help with the weight loss while you maintain a healthy diet and exercise. And I'm just going to say shout out to Tea Talk. Tea Talk is a show that is on Fedora Radio. So shout out to Tea Talk. And I don't have it in front of me when Tea Talk is on, but Tea Talk is a show. They talk about ISOT, which I took for a while. ISOT helps to promote in cleansing the body and promoting healthy weight loss. So it's an additive, and you got to stay tuned to Fedora Radio. If you go to the app, and you'll be able to look at the lineup, and you'll see Tea Talk, and Tea Talk can help and aid you in the weight loss. So I wanted to shout that out there. But I want to go back and just say to you that, setting a tangible goal instead of a methodical goal, because like I said, saying that you're going to lose 20 pounds in a month is one, it's not healthy. Two, it's not realistic unless you're doing something drastic, which your body is going to go into shock and it's going to go back to being fat again, period. So I'm saying all of that to say is when you develop your vision board, don't limit yourself, but don't overextend, because if you overextend what you see as your vision on your vision board, if you're not able to get close to completing that task, it's going to frustrate you and it's going to make you feel like you're failing. So take baby steps, take baby steps with it, outline goal of how you want to achieve each goal, what you need to do. If it's a business, you take your steps of what phone calls you need to make, who you make connection with, what is the next step, what is the next part of the process, and you just keep stabbing at it and you keep stabbing at it and you keep stabbing at it. But you have to maintain your focus, maintain your vision. And I'm just going to keep saying that 2020 is the year that is more clear, that you can actually see what you're working on coming to light. I know I do. I'm going to say that Witness has been in the works for about two plus years, a little bit over 2 years. And I'm starting to see it coming together. I've developed a team that's actually going to bring it to light off of the pages. So this is something that I started 2 years ago. So I'm saying that to say, when you do your vision board, it may not be something that you accomplish this year. It may not be something that you complete to the fullest this year. But if you have, like, say for instance, you have on your vision board 20 steps that, and sometimes some of them take even longer than that. On your vision board, you have those steps that you're taking to get closer to your goal. In December, even if you have not completed that goal, at least you're halfway through. If you did 10 of those steps, you're halfway through. You can see some progress. That's what it's about. Moving forward and always seeing progress. 2020 envision not making the same mistakes we made in 2019. Oh my goodness. I'm going to say that my aunts would always say to me that wisdom comes with age. There are some people that are young that have good wisdom, but they're absolutely correct. It wasn't until my late 40s, because I'm 50 and I'll be 51 this year. Hey, but it wasn't until my late 40s that I really started to see some things for what they were. And now it's 2020. My vision is very clear. You have to, when I say focus, you have to pay attention to what you focus on, what you spend your time on. I had to recognize for me that it was certain things that I started to recognize in people that were around me that you recognize, and you just, how do I say, you realize what's going on and what's in front of you, and you start to pull back. Not necessarily pull back because you don't like that person anymore, or you don't love that person anymore, you don't care for that person anymore, but you begin to see their purpose. And what I mean by that is not the purpose that you have for them in your life, but the purpose that you had in their life. And when you see that the purpose that you had in their life is completely different than what you thought it was, you pull back. And I had to pull back from some things, because getting focused and staying focused, you get caught up. Sometimes you get caught up. People can take you off of your game by just the slightest conversation can take you off your game. So for me, I had to get focused and focused on some important things in my life, and focus on important things with DEU and its direction. DEU is one of the veins or arteries, one of the arteries in my heart. And I have so many hopes and dreams that I want to come true for the company and for those that are in the company. And in order to do that, I can't spread myself too thin, and I have to be focused. So I come to you and I say to you to be focused and diligent about what you do. If you have a brand out there, just make sure that you uphold the best representation of your brand. When people see your brand, um, it should speak volumes for you. It should not speak negativity. Um, and like I was just saying, my pullback on some things is not necessarily out of negativity. My pullback thing is because I know that DEU is my baby, and she comes first in every aspect. So while I'm a part of a lot of different things, and 2020 has opened up some partnerships for me, which I'm excited about. My first and foremost is DEU. So I'm saying all of that to say, to just come back and just say to you that if you have a business that you're in, um, be careful of how do I say, spreading yourself too thin. And when I say that, not necessarily, well, yeah, it can be that way too. Spreading yourself too thin over multiple projects, but spreading yourself not only thin over multiple projects, but spreading yourself thin over different areas and avenues of the industry. Um, I'm trying to remember the saying that they had. They said, oh, jack of all trades. Oh my gosh, I wish somebody can help me with this. Jack of all trades, but specialize in none, which means, forget the saying. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that doing multiple things, but not really pushing forward with one good thing. It's okay to be a part of a lot of different things, but something is going to suffer along the way. And I realized that, and one of the things that was suffering was DEU. So back on track, got things going on. And I know to other people it didn't seem like it was suffering, but I know when I give my 100, what can happen and how it can happen. So it's back on track. So I'm just talking today. This is Deeva on the Deeva Show on Sador Radio, and I'm talking about focus, being focused on what we're doing in 2020, being focused on our vision board, how to develop this vision board, setting tangible goals instead of methodical goals for our vision board so that we can be successful, and keeping ourselves from feeling like failures if we don't accomplish some things. Because the thing is, if you take baby steps, when you accomplish those baby steps, it makes you feel productive. But if you set such a high goal and you don't lay out the outline or the process, if you're just looking to just say, okay, I'm going to work on this, okay, I'm going to work on this, and you're not like laying things out like, first I need to do this, second I need to do that, third I need to do this, this is where I need to end up. If you're not doing all of that, sometimes it can deter you and be like, well, I ain't never going to get there. So what I'm saying to you is, with your vision board, take the time to not only develop the vision that you want, set a tangible goal for when you want to accomplish it, and then develop an outline that you want to follow, like, the first things that you need to do to set up and get towards your goal. So don't just cut out a bunch of pictures and paint it like a collage of everything that you want to accomplish. Like, take the time and put some detail into it, put some work into it. Like, you're important. You're necessary and you're important. So take the time to do this vision board. Don't just, like I said, take, pictures in magazines and stuff like that and just paste it up on the board and look at it every day. For me, I had to learn that, it wasn't productive, and it actually makes you feel like you're failing at it more so by looking at it every day and not even realizing how close you're getting to the goals. Now, for some people, it works without putting all of the details and so forth and so on. But for those of you that have a vision board that you had last year, that you didn't accomplish everything that you wanted to accomplish, and if you feel like you failed, try doing it different this year. Every time you do something and it doesn't necessarily work out the way that you planned, then you have to go back to the table and you have to do some drawing, and you have to figure out how to tackle that goal in a different way so that you can accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. So you are on Sador Radio. You are with Deeva on Sador Radio, the Deeva Show. I'm going to be here starting in this year. I'm going to be here every second and fourth Thursday from 12 noon until 2 p.m. And again, I thank all of you for your commitment and for your consistency and sticking with me. And I hope that you continue to stick with me. The fourth Thursday, I may be coming to you from Salt Lake City, Utah. I will be doing the film festival again with Sundance Film Festival. I enjoy it. I love being a part of it, and I was, you know, I hoping that I'm able to do a remote show so that I can show you all some things, and I can share that experience with you. So this is Deeva with the Deeva Show on Sador Radio. I'm going to go to a quick break, and we're going to come back again, and we're going to continue talking about this year's vision. Well, we have a couple things we're going to be talking about. One of the things that I want to talk to you about is what's going to be coming up also. And this Saturday is a very, very special show that I'm blessed to be a part of. And I'm going to say it's going to be informational, it's going to be intense, emotional. This show that's coming up this Saturday is with Mr. Jimmy Dennis. I don't want to blow our interview on Saturday, but what I'm going to say to you, this show on Saturday, I read this gentleman's story, and it blew my mind, and it's called Surviving Death Row. And there were times where I wanted to cry reading his story. There was a couple of times where I laughed because, he said a few things that, in laughing with himself about certain things, and I'll go into detail on Saturday. But I'm urging you all to please tune in on Saturday from 5 to 7. This is an interview with Mr. Jimmy Dennis. He has blessed Sador Radio to an interview that we're going to be sitting down and we're going to be talking with him. And that show is going to be from 5 to 7, Surviving Death Row. Can you even imagine what this gentleman went through as an innocent man on death row? That's a hell of a journey. That's a hell of a journey. And he's going to be sitting down and talking with us about it on Saturday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So I'm encouraging all of you to please tune in on Saturday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. You can either go online to SadorRadio.com. We're going to be live, as well as you can download the app Sador Radio so that you can be well prepared. This gentleman did 25 years on death row as an innocent man. I know you don't want to miss that interview. All right. So this is Deeva Gordon with the Deeva Show. I am here on Sador Radio. I will be here every second and fourth Thursday from 12 noon until 2 p.m. I thank you for your commitment and your consistency. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, I'm going to shut down the stream, and I'm going to come right back after a commercial break. And for those of you that are on the radio, I'm going to give you a little music to check out and listen to, and I'll be right back. All right? So this is Deeva Gordon again on Sador Radio. I'll be right back.